I'm Jan Hanna for CDTV.net, and we have Joy Janduza joining us. Thanks for joining us, Joy.
My pleasure.
All right, Joy, so let's get to know you first. Tell us about your background.
My background. Let's see.
It's kind of like us meeting at a business event.
Well, I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Postcard. Started the company about 14 years ago from really nothing, no capital investments of any kind. Just had a bright idea. And basically, Postcard is the first company to bring postcard direct mail to the business owner rather than just selling to ad agencies and commercial printers and the trade. So noticed that it was something that was really needed, like full color printing at much lower prices, and decided to bring it to small business owners.
So there you go. And how long have you had the company?
We started in June of 1998 just as a pilot, like an idea, and let's see how it goes. And in January 99, I stopped doing the other services that I was doing. I was like a small graphic design house, and I brokered printing. So I basically would take on any kind of project that somebody had. And January 99, we started answering the phones Postcard Mania. Instead of, I used to call myself Joy Rockwell Enterprises, Joy Rockwell Design. We stopped answering the phones that way and just concentrated on postcards.
Okay, which goes into perfectly with your book. Tell us about your book.
Well, I wrote a book it's got to be 5, 6, 7 years ago now. It's called The Ultimate Postcard Marketing Success Manual. And basically, everything that I learned through trial and error, because when I started Postcard Mania, you couldn't research anything online yet. The internet was really a baby. So and there were no postcard companies, so I had to learn everything on my own, and everything that I learned, I basically documented it. And I started writing articles and posting the articles on my website. And I like to think, I'm sure I'm not the first one to do this, but I feel like I was a pioneer in posting free information, content up on a site and continually adding content. And to that end, we probably have about 6,000 readable pages on postcardmania.com, mostly education about marketing for small businesses. And what I did is I decided to take my articles, put them in a really good order to bring someone from not understanding how to make it work to really being an expert by the end of the book, and put them in some kind of a discernible order and turn it into a book. So we did that. God, I can't even remember when that was. It has to be about 5 or 6 years ago. And we give the book away. You can get it, on my website as a download if you give us your contact information. So it's really, a book is a really great way to position yourself as an expert and to use it as a marketing tool for your business. Like, probably if I didn't have a book, you probably wouldn't be interested in doing this podcast with me.
Well, I need to know where you're coming from, because the amount of pitches we get here on CDTV.net, it's tremendous. So we're trying to maximize everybody else's time. If you have a book and it's been out there for a while, or it's been out there read by so many people, we wanted to bring that to our audience as well. So thereby, it's a win-win for everybody. So That's the thing. Now, with regards to marketing, what was the for the sake of this first part interview of a 2-part interview series, what was the most strategy that you had some errors with at the beginning?
You mean things that didn't work out?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Anyone who's started a business knows that it's like 3 steps forward, 4 steps backwards, 3 steps forward, 2 steps backwards. I mean, there have been so many mistakes that we made. Probably the biggest mistake I ever made was not even really that long ago. Like in 2009, we had a really rough year. The market had really taken a crash, and all small businesses were feeling it. And I actually, for the first time ever, cut my own direct mail numbers down. And I'm always screaming from the hilltops that you never cut your marketing. It's like slitting your throat. And I didn't cut it by much, but when I looked back at my revenue statistics and I lined it up looked at right next to it, my direct mail statistics, my revenue went down exactly in the same ratio as I cut my direct mail. So that was the biggest mistake I ever made.
Okay. And what was the biggest win that with regards to it's like less effort or pretty good marketing move that really garnered more return for the time that you've spent on it?
I would say that probably the smartest thing that we ever did was back in the day, we got 46% of our business from mortgage brokers. And one of the things that we did is when mortgage and the whole real estate market started to crash, we did an analysis of of all the different industries and how much revenue we're bringing in from each industry. And we graphed it to see which ones were increasing and which ones were staying the same and how much were we spending on marketing for each of these industries. And when we put it on a graph and we could really see the industries that were growing and using direct mail more and more, we poured our marketing dollars into these other industries. And honestly, we really compared, even though it was a rough year for us and we were down $2 million, we actually were not down nearly as much as our competitors or other people in our industry, in the direct mail industry. So I think that really getting our analytics and understanding exactly where our return on investment is coming from with our marketing dollars down to we're so anal about it. We track everything that the more we started tracking, the better trackers we became, the smarter we became as marketers.
There you go. And one more question before we end part one of a two-part series. What about marketing do you think business owners are not familiar with?
I think the biggest thing that business owners do not understand is the amount of communication they have to put out to bring in the amount of revenue they desire. I would say that if a business owner in their mind will just figure out what they think they need to send out, and if they just 10 times that number in their mind, then they're almost hitting the mark of what it takes. So many people ask me, how did I do it? How did I grow this company with no capital? How did I do it? And the truth of the matter is I marketed like crazy, way more than most business owners would think is necessary.
Alrighty. And an online website address, and where can people find you?
Postcardmania.com.
There you go. Joy Janduza, John Hanna with CityTV.net.